You're very welcome back to the Daily Rundown. That was Gary Howard from Complete Forensics before the break. And if you are interested in getting more information about that competition, applications have closed now, but you could always get in there for next year. So have a look. Complete Forensics is the website. Now it's that time of the evening. Mike and Guy have rejoined me and they have something to say. Who would like to go first?
Me? Yeah, okay.
Ooh, me. I just threw that out. I just smashed up the studio there. It's okay, go on.
Go on, guys.
So, what I noticed in the news reports today was a report by Trevor Phillips, the former head of the Equalities and Human Rights Commission, and they've done a survey of Muslim opinion. Now, this is very interesting because normally we don't hear what individual Muslims think. We tend to get the message from community leaders and religious leaders, and they don't necessarily reflect what actually Muslims in the street think.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to see. He was actually concerned by some of the findings, but I think you can look at them in both ways. For instance, the survey found that 1 in 3 Muslims think that polygamy is fine. Now that means that 2 in 3 are okay with monogamy, which I think is quite interesting. It shows that that there is a great range of opinion, and then 52% are against the legalization of homosexuality. So again, 48% are okay with it, presumably, and almost a quarter want to live under Sharia law. So 3/4 don't.
Right.
So 3/4 of the Muslim population are not happy with Sharia law. That gives me some hope.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That is interesting.
And obviously, the quarter that do like Sharia law, that's a worrying phenomenon because it means that those are the people who presumably agree with, death for apostasy and those kind of things. But you can look at it in both ways. There are good and bad issues.
The media will look at it in that one where they'll focus on. It's what to focus on, isn't it?
It depends which paper you read. If it's the Daily Mail, you get the negative.
Yeah, because you don't turn on the news and someone says, "No one was offended by anything today. Goodbye." You know what I mean? It's always focusing on one thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Another one was 34% of Muslims would report someone to the police who was involved with people who supported terrorism in Syria. Against and the interesting thing about that is that they had a control group as well, and the figure there was 30%. So it's pretty much almost the same as the control group for the whole population. And other polls have suggested that if it was actually violence and terrorism, it would be much higher than just general support. If they were planning something, then a much greater percentage would report it. So what I'm trying to say here is that this is a very interesting report. I think it's a sample of 1,000 people who were interviewed, and so it gives sort of genuine information about the huge spectrum of Muslim opinion. And it is a very, very wide, broad church.
Of course,
and this is part of the problem when you're trying to generalize and you say something about Islam and then someone will say, well, that's Islamophobic. But actually the next person will say, no, it's not. Jihad, for instance, that's part of Islam. Whereas another person say, no, it's not. It's a peaceful religion.
Yeah, so, of course. I think it's Mike's right though in that if this is going to be reported, and I actually didn't see this report until you brought it in this evening, which is good. That's why we have something to say. But it's definitely going to be reported. A headline kind of one quarter of Muslims believe such as. And we've talked before about this kind of state of fear that we're living in now. Is it in part to do with how sensationally reported various incidents are, and I think it does have a part to play in lots of situations, but that's why we need somebody, I guess, to come in and tell us.
There's going to be a Channel 4 documentary on this,
based on this report.
Yes,
right?
I think in the next few days.
It's going to be on this week on Channel 4.
Apparently.
We'll have to look out for that and maybe even have a chat about it afterwards as well.
Yeah,
brilliant.
That'd be good.
Guy, thanks very much for bringing that into us today. Mr. Mike Milling.
That's me.
That's
Hi.
you, sir. What do you have to? What do you want to get off your chest today? Are you giving out today, or
am I what?
Are you giving out? Are you having a rant?
Oh, giving out. don't know what that meant.
That was a bit too Irish.
I'm going to rant about Bear Grylls, right? Do you know who Bear Grylls is?
Controversial.
Burley.
Is a nice guy.
Burley. Excuse the pun. Yeah, but so he's essentially, now I'm a big fan of his programmes, right?
Fan of his work.
Yeah, but he seems to be taking over television, right? From what I know, at the moment he's got 3 programmes running. One of them just finished last week. He has the Mission Survive, where he takes loads of celebrities out for a week in the wilderness, and they all, die or whatever. They waste away and injure themselves. And then he's got a kids show. He's got some kids show, which is on the CBBC or something. I just wandered onto it and surfed onto it. I've got a child now, so I can do it acceptably. And then there's the island, which is the big one where he sends people away to live on an island
and
for
kill animals.
months. It's survival. They have to kill animals. But he's got nothing really to do with that show, because I don't know if you ever watched it.
Is he even in it?
Exactly. His name is is in the titles. He introduces it, but it's a pre-recorded introduction that he's done on any island. He's just there. He's on a beach, and he's just like, he's saying, like, he just says a bit. These guys, they haven't eaten for 10 days. They're all drinking horrible water and throwing up. And he doesn't do anything, but he's probably getting loads of money for that show as well.
Oh, I think he will, yeah. Right.
And he's a scout, right? I don't know much about scouts, but I thought they were into like embroidery and like stuff like that, rather than like.
You mean a Boy Scout?
Yeah, Boy Scouts. When was the last time?
Oh no, they're into survival.
Yeah, but like jumping out of a plane.
No.
Like, I think
when I was a Boy Scout, we were
school.
taught how to sort of survive in the woods.
Did you have to drink your own wee?
No.
Exactly, guy. Did you get chucked out of a plane?
No.
Did you have to camp out in a carcass of an elephant?
No.
Exactly.
No, exactly.
He's a scout. And what did you get your badges for?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Tying knots.
Knots,
tying knots.
Tying knots. Cooking sausages.
Yeah, cooking sausages.
Map reading.
Yeah.
And helping old people.
Oh yes,
the road,
helping.
that kind of thing.
There was something called Bob a Job in my life.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
Bob a
that's
Job.
proper Boy Scout
when children
stuff.
went out to complete strangers and did things.
Is it?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Can't imagine that.
But now with Bear Grylls, it's like extreme embroidery, like or like
tapestries.
Yeah, like they'll just shove a Boy Scout out of a plane and he has to do something mid-air. But it's just so. I think he has something to do with the SAS.
It sounds really extreme.
Well, yes, apparently so. But it just seems like he's on TV all the time. I don't know what it is
Are
about.
you jealous?
Yes.
Mike, you're on telly all the time. You're in here at least once a week.
I'm going
What are you
camping
talking
anyway.
about?
I'm going camping this weekend.
All
This is
right,
what's brought this
Take
on.
a film crew.
Yeah, I think I might. But I don't know if this obsession now with. Why do you think it is that everyone has this obsession with this survival television or with this wilderness
As if
stuff?
anyone's ever going to be in the situation. It's absolutely ridiculous.
But I think,
There's
do you
no need.
think now, because we're in this age of great technology and everything,
Full circle.
Yeah, and then now people have started to get obsessed with like going out into the woods.
Well, we've gone back to like paleo diets and stuff and raw foods and that kind of thing, haven't we? Maybe that was the first tentative step into full-on living like Neanderthals or something? I don't know. Is that where we're actually going with?
Yeah.
It's probably something that's not being satisfied in our instincts. Our instincts must be in there somewhere still.
But either way, he's got like Neil Morrissey like drinking water that's been taken from elephant dung, and they'd juiced it out, and then you got to drink it. And that's modern television. Look, don't look at me. This is on TV.
Is there health and safety in there somewhere?
Well, probably, but he's on every channel, ITV, Channel 4, and the CBBC one.
So he's got them all.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's
winning.
Excrement.
That was me. I told you, I met him at a job years ago,
Really nice.
and he came across so nice, and I thought he was the nicest person in the world. And I was like, oh, he's so down to earth and everything. And then I read a little bit about him, and I kind of said he was privately schooled public school, as you say here. And
I was as well. Yeah.
No, it's changed. Yeah, but so therefore you hadn't, got by on your wiliness or survival. Is my point. It doesn't
You'd rather he grew up in the woods.
Yeah, I'd rather he was like
raised by wolves.
Mowgli or stick of the dump, something like this. I feel like he needed to have survived somewhere to be able to be out there telling us how to survive.
Yeah.
But everything I've read about him since, and I've seen him kind of gone off.
But I don't know. Like I don't know anything about Boy Scouts, but I just didn't know it was this extreme.
It's
amazing.
There's going to be Bear Grylls Boy Scouts, I guess, will be his next venture or something. If you want to be, the supreme kind of Boy Scout, not like guy knocking on people's doors and saying like mow
doing a bit of gardening,
weed in the garden,
jumping out of planes,
that kind of thing.
And eating extra.
What is there something to say though? Do you have an issue with Bear Grylls?
Well, yeah,
it's
my kind of the fact that I do like him. I like his programs, but the fact that he just seems to be on every night on every channel.
Maybe you're just watching too much telly, Mike, or something.
I probably am, but and I was quite interested about the whole fact that people are loving the program.
Well, actually,
he's super popular.
There's that, and then every other channel is there's a Bake Off or something similar, or a Come Dine with Me, and every other channel is a Britain's Got Talent, and there's not a lot of decent telly on.
I think there's very little. Really.
Yeah, I mean,
this was it. This is where it's at.
Yeah, this was just a bit more extreme. If we were like jumping out of planes onto the couch or something, and
well, we should have bring in I don't know, killer bees while we're trying to do the show.
Well, I'll start bringing in my own wee, and I'll drink that, and then we'll see.
No, we're trying to make some changes to the show, Mike. We want to make some of it. Anyway,
it's good for you. Keep telling you, it's really good for you.
Thanks very much, guys. We're going into our final break of the evening, so don't go away. When we come back, we're going to talk about slightly more unusual stories, and it's going to get more unusual.
Even more unusual than that.
We'll see in a few minutes.